Yes, my friends, that is right. It is time for the Classic Game of the Week. Today we are going to look back at what was quite possibly the greatest RTS of its time, and one of my favorite games ever made, StarCraft. StarCraft is a military sci-fi real-time strategy game developed by Blizzard Entertainment and released on the PC in 1998, the Mac in '99, and the Nintendo 64 in 2000. Set in the 26th century, the game revolves around three races. The Terrans, a technologically proficient human race exiled from the planet Earth, the Zerg, an insectoid species in pursuit of universal dominance and assimilating other races, and the Protoss, a philosophical and technologically driven humanoid race with psionic abilities attempting to preserve their civilization. What is truly great about this game is its gameplay and how well balanced each race is. While each has its own unique features and characteristics, none really has an advantage over the other when played correctly. The Protoss, for example, rely on a variety of powerful units and advanced technologies such as energy shields and other psionic capabilities. And because of this, units are expensive and slow to produce, emphasizing the quality over quantity of the units. Their buildings also must be built within the range of pylons, which are basically psionic generators, or power plants if you will. On the other hand, the Zerg rely on weaker and cheaper units that can be very effective when used in numbers, like in Zergling rushes. Their units are only made from larvae at their main base, the hatchery, and their structures can only be built upon creep, a purplish goo that forms around a building after it has been created. The Terrans are a balance between the two races. The strength of their units varies, and their units are not too cheap and not too expensive. The Terrans have access to many special technologies and capabilities, such as siege tanks, battle cruisers, cloaking abilities, nuclear missiles, and the ability for certain buildings to lift off the ground, allowing them to move anywhere. The balance of these races makes the gameplay very fun and strategically challenging, especially when playing on the very enjoyable and popular Battle.net, a free online gaming service provided by Blizzard, incorporated directly into the game. Playing StarCraft on Battle.net or via local area network, aka LAN, is probably one of the greatest aspects of the game, and is certainly how I spent many years of my youth. This game gave meaning to the term LAN party, and it was and still is extremely fun to play with friends. Another unique feature of the game, which is a big reason why people still play it today, is the StarCraft Campaign Editor, a map-making toolkit which allows players to create their own maps with unique functions and share them with others online. This toolkit allows for players to constantly make new maps, allowing for the game to never get old. The story of both StarCraft and its expansion, StarCraft Brood War, adds great depth to the games and their gameplay. Each game has a campaign divided up into 3 episodes following each race. The first follows the story of Jim Raynor, a rebellious Terran character who joins a terrorist group called the Sons of Korhal in an effort to destroy the Terran organization, the Confederacy, along with the help of Sarah Kerrigan. Later we find out that Sarah Kerrigan was captured and infested by the Zerg and becomes the main antagonist of the game and a leader of the Zerg, changing her name to the Queen of Blades. The Protoss during all this are defending their home planet Aiur from the Zerg and are at civil war. The story continues into the expansion, becoming very well developed and complex, especially for a strategy game that is both memorable and enjoyable. Overall, StarCraft is an amazing real-time strategy game with fun and well-balanced gameplay, great online features, a very useful map-making toolkit, great cinematics, and an enjoyable story. And it is my classic game of the week. There's not much more you could ask for in a game like this, except for maybe a sequel. Of course, as you may have already heard, StarCraft 2 will be coming out soon, and let me tell you, I cannot be more excited about this release.